Good morning, students. From your CBSE prescribed first flight textbook, we are doing chapter number 7 Glimpses of India. The chapter Glimpses of India consists of three parts. So, the second story that we are doing is Kurg, written by Lokesh Abrol. Lokesh Abrol is a renowned doctor by profession. He established first multi-speciality hospital in the private sector in Gurgaon. He is also a social worker. He established the first stray cow shelter in Gurgaon. Lokesh Abrol is also an established writer. The present essay on Kurg highlights his sharp observation and the ability for graphic description of the wonderful land that is called Kurg. So, Kurg is coffee country famous for its rainforest and spices. So, let's start with the land by land explanation of the chapter. Midway between Mysore and the coastal town of Mangalore sits a piece of heaven that must have drifted from the kingdom of God. So, the very beginning, Lokesh Aprol tells us where is Kurg. Kurg is between Mangalore, the coastal town of Mangalore, and Mysore. And then he says it's a piece of heaven, and this piece of heaven has been gently carried from God's kingdom. That is, Kurg is a heaven on earth. This land of rolling hills is inhabited by a proud race of martial men, beautiful women, and wild creatures. Now, this land is of rolling hills. Rolling hills means series of low hills with unequal height. So, this is a place that is occupied by martial men, that is brave warriors, and beautiful women, that is pretty women, and wild creatures, that is wide variety of wild creatures. Coorg or Kodagu, the smallest district of Karnataka, is home to evergreen rainforest, spices, and coffee plantations. So, Coorg is also known as Kodagu, and this is the smallest district of Karnataka. And we come to know that what is this place all about. This place is all about evergreen, that is green throughout the year, rainforest, that is the dense forest which is rich in biodiversity, that is there is consistent heavy rainfall, and it is also rich in spices and coffee plantations. Evergreen forests cover 30% of this district. So one can understand this, the beauty of the district core by the beauty that it is covered by 30%. Evergreen forest covers 30% of the Kurg district. So one can understand how beautiful the place might be, with rains pouring throughout the year, almost throughout the year, with biodiversity, with spices, fragrance of spices and coffee all around. During the monsoon, it pours enough to keep many visitors away. So one can understand that during the monsoon, it is not the best period of time to visit Kurg, because the tourists are kept away. It pours so badly, so heavily. So that period of time is not meant for the tourists. That is, tourists should not go to Kurg at that time. But then when should they go? The season of joy commences from September and continues till March. So the best period of time, the best season to visit Kurg is between September to March. The weather is perfect with some showers thrown in good measure. So the weather is pleasant. This period of time from September to March, the weather is very pleasant, and there is some rain which makes it worthwhile to visit the place. The air breathes of invigorating coffee. Coffee estates and colonial bungalows stand tucked under tree canopies in pram corners. So, the beauty of the season, the beauty of the Kurk place can be witnessed in the month of September to March when the weather is pleasant. There are showers of rain now and then there is a strong fragrance of coffee in the air. And then he says that coffee estates and colonial bungalows, they are all together tucked under tree canopies in pram corners. So the pram corners of the area, the important locations of the area, they are bungalows of residential units of British period under the tree canopies. The fiercely independent people of Kurg are possibly of Greek and Arabic descent. So, what is the origin of these people, the Kurg people? What is the origin of these? So, we come to know that these ferociously independent people are the descendants or the ancestors of Greek and Arabs. As one story goes, a part of Alexander's army moved south along the coast and settled here when return became impractical. So, how do we know that the ancestors were Greek and Arabic? So, the story that is believed, according to the legend, the story goes what that when Alexander's army moved to the southern India along the coast, they came and settled here, and when return to the homeland became impractical, they all settled in the southern part of the country, that is Kurg, Karnataka. These people married amongst the locals, and their culture is apparent in the martial traditions, marriage, and religious rites, which are distinct from the Hindu mainstream. So now, when they settled in India, in Kurg itself, they married the local people, and then the culture is very much clear from the martial traditions, from the marriage and the religious rituals that were carried out and is still carried out. This is altogether different from the Hindu mainstream rituals and culture. So one story is that how Alexander's army came and settled, and when they did not return to their homeland and the people got married, those people got married to the local people only, and the difference and variation in culture can be apparently seen from the mainstream Hindus. The theory of Arab origin draws support from the long black coat with an embroidered waist belt worn by the Kuduvu known as kupia. It resembles the kufia worn by the Arabs and the Kurds. So we come to know the testimony that the ancestors were Arabs and Greek. We come to know through the theory of their style, the dress worn by them, the traditional dress worn by them, and the traditional dress is a long black overcoat, and there is a waist belt. This waist belt is embroidered, known by this is worn by the Kuduvus, and it resembles the kufia worn by Arabs and Kurds. Kurgi homes have a tradition of hospitality, and they are more than willing to recount numerous tales of valor related to their sons and fathers. So we learn about the tradition that how these people are very welcoming and warm host, and there are numerous tales of their bravery, of their courage, of their sons and fathers. The Kurgi regiment is one of the most decorated in the Indian army, and the first chief of the Indian army, General Karyappa, was a Kurgi. So, how do we learn that they are independent, ferocious, and brave? That is, this army, that is the Indian army, the Kurgi regiment is the one who has received the maximum number of awards for their bravery. And moreover, the first Indian army, that is army chief, that is General Karyappa, was also a Kurgi. Even now, Kuduvus are the only people in India permitted to carry firearms without a license. So the only people in India to carry firearm without a license is Kuduvus, not all the people are not allowed to have this license. So one learns that how reliable these people are. The river Kaveri obtains its water from the hills and forest of Kur. Mahasir, a large freshwater fish, abound in these waters. Kingfishers dive for the catch, while squirrels and langurs drop partially eaten fruit for the mischief of enjoying the splash and the ripple effect of clear water. So, to talk about the beauty of Kurg, the river Kaveri, it gets its water from the hills and forest, and the Mahasir, a large freshwater fish, is in abundance in this water. The kingfisher it enjoys catching its prey, and squirrels and langurs they throw or drop their half-eaten fruit just for the enjoyment, for the sake of enjoyment, for the sake of the spray, the splash, and ripple effect of the clear water. Elephants enjoy being bathed and scrubbed in the river by their manouts. Mahouts are people who drive and ride and take care of the elephants. So they make sure that the bathing and the scrubbing of the elephant is done in the clear waters and these clear waters. The most laid back individual become converts to the life of high energy adventure with river rafting, canoeing, rappelling, rock climbing, and mountain biking. So we come to know that how the tourists enjoy their visit to Kurg, and how even the laid back, the lazy and casual individuals they come to life and they enjoy the life of adventure sports by being a participant in river rafting, canoeing, rappelling, rock climbing, and mountain biking. So these are what? These are all the adventure sports, and any people, any tourist who comes in this part of the area, they make sure they enjoy the beauty of the Kurg, and they become adventurous on coming to Kurg and take full enjoyment and participation in adventure sports. Numerous walking trails in this region are a favorite with trekkers. So there are numerous walking trails, that is the path created by the villagers, by the footsteps of the walkers, the zone of walking it has become, so the trekkers enjoy their visit to these places. Birds, bees, and butterflies are there to give you company. Marcus, Malabar squirrels, langurs, and slender lories keep a watchful eye from the tree canopy. I do, however, prefer to step aside for wild elephants. So the narrator says that Kurg is a home to large number of wild animals and birds. So whether it's birds, bees, butterfly, whether it's markers, Malabar squirrels, langurs, slender lories, this all you can view them, you can see them because they keep a watchful eye from the tree tops. And then he says that the best he would prefer to keep himself at a distance from the wild elephants. And then he says that the climb to the Brahmagiri Hills brings you into a panoramic view of the entire mystery landscape of Kurg. So he says that to view the beauty of Kurg, to see the panoramic view of the landscape, a foggy landscape of Kurg, the best would be that you climb to Brahmagiri Hills. And when you are going to climb to Brahmagiri Hills, it will bring smile to faces, for it will give a view of the Kurg from there. Then it says, walk across the rope bridge leads to the 64-acre island of Nisargadama. So it says that you have to cross a rope bridge, and from there, when you cross the rope bridge, you will come to Nisargadama, an island, and this island is stretched in 64-acre land. Running into Buddhist monk from India's largest Tibetan settlement at nearby Balakapur is a bonus. So it says that the tourists who visit Kurg for the beauty of the place, for adventure sports, for placement for trekkers, placement for the beauty of evergreen forest, says that it would be an additional bonus to visit this place, which is largest Tibetan settlement of the Buddhist monk in Balakapu. The monk in red oak and yellow robes are amongst the many surprises that wait to be discovered by visitors searching for the heart and soul of India right here in Kurg. So it says that the Tibetan monks are amongst many surprises that can be seen here. So if you are looking for the heart and soul of India, if you are looking for the beauty of India, the beauty of its people, the beauty of culture, then Kurg is the perfect place to visit. And then how to reach out to Kurg? Kurg can be reached by road and by rail. If one prefers to go by air, then the nearest airports are Bangalore and Mangalore. By road, it is around 250 to 260 kilometers from Bangalore. So the best way to know a place is to visit that place. So this is all about Kurg.